Hi guys. So on my walk tonight to grab some stuff, I've been thinking over all kinds of things. I managed to find just a little bit of green before I left that was actually from a dispensary, so it was pretty good. They definitely do make a good strain, quite a few good strains in those places with the scientists involved. There's definitely a lot of good reasons to have scientists and doctors around. My oldest daughter, those are some of the biggest dreams she's had in this world, is to be a scientist or a doctor. And I really think she could be anything she wanted to be. If she put her mind to it and if she was feeling good about herself, she could take on the entire world. For a little while now, it has been breaking my heart to watch her not feel so good about herself, which probably has a lot to do with me and her dad. And her sister's been following suit too. When I left my husband, I told him that we are miserable together, which makes us completely toxic. Completely toxic. What's best for our girls is not for us to be together. What's best for our girls is for us to be happy. And if we can't be happy together, we can't be together. And I know neither one of us wants to get divorced. I know neither one of us wants to be the bad guy. I know neither one of us wants to have the same cycles as our parents. But that's what we need to do, because when you're not happy together, that's the way it is. When I was younger, I would start talking about my dad, and there was occasionally times where my mom was like, I hope you don't think that it would be a good idea for us to get back together. Well, no, Mom. You guys can't even be around each other for more than 2 to 3 hours without tearing each other's face off. Of course I don't want you guys together. That would be a fucking disaster. And that's the way I've always felt about that kind of thing, because sometimes those breaches of trust and those betrayals take a long time to heal. And sometimes people get really upset about that fact. But when somebody breaks your trust with a betrayal that high, that is something that does have to be earned back over time. It's not something that could just be handed back. And sometimes there needs to be that space in order to do that too. I love my beautiful girls. And they are so much like their dad. So much like their dad in so many ways. And that is a beautiful thing when it's in high vibrations. Same with their mom. They are very much like their mom. And that's a beautiful thing when it's in high vibrations, because I got to watch a lot of it when they were younger. My oldest daughter, Beja, did so good in her schoolwork. She got such good grades. She worked really hard for those good grades. It wasn't just something that was handed to her, but she enjoyed it. She loved it. She felt it was the most worth it thing in the whole wide world, and that she was doing something so good. She spent a lot of her time tutoring a lot of the other kids in school, and that was because she talked to her teacher and asked her teacher if she could do something like that. And yeah, she had her normal kid moments where, she might have did something that was really mean to somebody and then realized, oh, I don't want to be doing that. I don't like the person I become when I do that. But because of those moments, she has been so hard on herself, and her sister too. And then they have people outside of them being so hard on them because they're so hard on themselves too. And the biggest thing that I could hope for and pray for on this planet is for my ex-husband to heal and to be doing good. For my kids to heal and be doing good. And a lot of what's going to help them heal is their dad's going to get his head out of his ass, and he's going to start doing better in his life to lead the way for them, because that's what I told him he needed to do. And then I did it so he could follow too. That's what the mother in a family does. some people still need to learn what a father in a family does. Because I can't do both. Oh wait, I am doing both in a lot of ways. And he needs to start doing both too. Everybody needs to start doing both. What if they only have the one parent? What if the one parent is down and out for the count for a moment and the other parent needs to step in? Or vice versa. I have tried really hard to mend and repair the broken friendship that we had. Completely have laid down my pride and my ego, and I have really, really, really tried to repair this friendship. But to him, I'm pretty sure I will always be an enemy. I hope for otherwise. I pray for otherwise. I haven't heard from him or my kids in the last 3 or 4 days. Yet again. I've called, I've messaged. Oh, sorry. I didn't call this time, but I did message a few times. And they can say they're not getting the messages. They really can. But over the last couple of years, that's been a very common thing. They come back into my life. Things start getting better. I start seeing the girls shining more. Everybody starts feeling a lot more happy. And then everybody's back to completely ignoring me again. On top of that, there's been a lot of other things going on too. Honestly, I'm pretty proud of myself for the way that I'm handling it, because tonight, the reason I started this video is I was like, I'm singing in the rain, singing in the rain. And yeah, I'm singing in the rain. It's kind of nice to be singing in the rain. There are definitely some things to be extremely grateful for in the moment. There's going to be a lot of things that are really rough in life. Being a beautiful person doesn't just automatically guarantee your whole life's going to be beautiful, no. But I will say this much. Not taking things from people. Being in a mindset of everything's going to come to you when you need it. Living in the moment and still finding enjoyment in the little things is something that is very important. And it's something that this journey teaches you. It's something you have to go through. And that doesn't mean that you're ever going to come out of it either. You may not. You may be meant to live your life in that state. Think about it for a minute. In the Bible, if you believe in that story, it talks about how the prophets are generally those that are living on the street. They're like the missionaries, kind of, you know. I don't necessarily believe all the poor people are just great, amazing people. Some are, some are not. Just like any other level in life. And I don't believe that only those poor people are the prophets, but I do say that there does seem to be a lot of them out here. Whether they're in their good energy or their bad energy. Because guess what? When you are a bright light, you can also become a very big black hole. You have both within you. When you have a big potential, you have a big potential to be on either side. So, I just got here to the store, but I'm going to finish this first. Ugh. And me, I'm out here in my